Good morning, everyone. This is Ryan Hayes again with your Engage121 weekly product update webinar. We've got a couple of quick things to run through this morning ahead of the holiday week. As a reminder, we will be closed next Friday, so there will not be a product update webinar next Friday. But we'll make sure to update you guys on everything that's coming very quickly after that. There is Newspeak is very close to completion, so that will be coming soon, and there is going to be a lot to cover with that. So we'll make sure that everyone has plenty of opportunity to learn about everything before they have to start using it. At any rate, this week we've got a change on the Planner Manage tab. With mostly display, but to try and clarify how that works, what it does. Then we've got a new feature that is coming in Listen, a new feature that is coming in OldSpeak, and as well as in Newspeak, and a change to the Evaluate layout. So we'll run through these pretty quick. All of this right now, aside from Evaluate, is on is not in production quite yet, so you won't see all these things in your account. I'm demoing off of a development site right now, but we'll walk through everything so that you're ready for it when we do launch it at the beginning of next week. So starting on the Home tab, we're going to take a look at Planner. So you're all familiar with Planner and what you see here. What you may not be familiar with is some of the features that are under the Manage button. So when we click on Manage, there's a couple of different tabs here. One is for creating new events, one is for managing your projects, and one is for filtering what you're actually seeing on the planner. So starting with the Events tab, we have the option to create a custom event, and this is something that would just go into our calendar here in Engage, and we can also choose to publish that to our Facebook calendar, to the calendar tab that we have for Facebook. So the required fields are obviously marked with the stars. You do have to put a date for the event that it starts, a title for it, a description for it, and then you need to choose whether you want it to be just an internal event, in which case it will only show up in the Engage121 application, or if you want to share it to your Facebook calendar, to that tab. So you have the option there of picking and choosing those, and then for those of you who do have outlets who are on enterprise accounts, in addition to being able to put it on your own calendar, you also have the option of sending it to your Outlook calendars. So if I'm a restaurant chain, for example, and I have events that are going on across the board at all of my outlets, I have the ability to post those events to their Outlook calendars, as well as posting it to our corporate page calendar. So that's what's happening here on events. We just changed the language a little bit to make it a little bit clearer what's going on there, what the difference is between private and what used to be called public, and that's really just that it is shared to your Facebook calendar. Additionally, under the search, if you're not already familiar with this is the we have a database of kind of content starters, idea starters. So anniversaries, awareness days, famous birthdays, holidays, things along those lines. You can find events in here that you might want to add to your calendar and remember those as things that you might want to do a campaign around or something like that. So you can choose to add those events to your calendar, and we're using that AP Planner database there. So that's what's on the Event tab. Then when we switch over to Projects, this is where you can manage all of your existing projects, anything that's still open, that's pending, all the tasks assigned to it. When you create a new project, you're giving it a name, you're giving a description, and then saving it, and then it'll appear in your list here, so you can take a look at all of the different tasks associated with that. no real change here in terms of function. This is all pretty much the same. But just to recap, a project is really just a group of tasks. So I would create a project for a campaign, for example, and have a dozen of different tasks associated with that project, with that campaign. I can assign those tasks to anyone on my team, whoever I need to complete that task in order for our campaign to move forward, for our project to move forward. Give them due dates for the tasks, include files to go along with it, anything along those lines of organizing your workflow as a team. But that's what's under the project section, and you can filter that by just give me a list of all my open ones, all my closed ones, and looking at individual projects as well. Now, all of the tasks from those projects will appear in the planner section back there. So for the person who's created them or the person who they have been assigned to, they can find all of that in their planner. Now, the filter tab here gives us a way of filtering what we're actually looking at when we're looking at the planner. So we can filter by projects, in which case we're filtering by those tasks that are assigned with the project. So I can pick and choose which projects I want to include. I'll pick all of them here and hit apply, and you'll notice that my calendar has changed significantly. I only have a couple of different tasks here that are related to projects. Everything else was not connected to a project. Now I'll go back and change my filter. In this case, instead of filtering by projects, I'm going to switch and filter by coverage instead. So I can choose whether I want to include my corporate posts and events, or if I want to include my outlet posts and events, or tasks related to those outlets. So in this case, I'll pick my Jacksonville outlet and apply that, and now I see the one post that is pending for this particular outlet. It's pending approval. So it's connected to my Java 1-to-1 and Jacksonville outlet. So again, just another way to sort through all of that planner content. You may have, depending upon how your workflow is set up, if you're using projects, if you're scheduling a lot of posts, if you've got outlets where you have speak local posts that are going out that need to be approved, or you have posts coming from your outlets that need to be approved. There can be a lot of different items to be displayed on your planner here. And using those filters can give you a real quick and easy way to drill down to the things that are very important for you. Now, this is all in addition to the default filtering that we have. So I'm going to go back to filter and click reset to reset my calendar view to all items. Now, in the top of the page here, I can cycle through. Right now, I'm viewing everything. I can cycle through and just look at my inbox, which is things that I have to do, tasks that are assigned to me, approvals that I have to grant, my outbox, tasks that I have assigned to other users, or pending posts that are posts that I am sending out that are pending approval from someone else. A queue would be anything that has been approved and it is sitting in queue just waiting to be posted. It's scheduled for a later date and time. And then events, obviously, are all of the events that I have on my calendar. And as a reminder, you can switch this between a list view and the calendar view at any point. So that's just a recap of what's involved with Planner. Really, the changes that we're making here are more for an ease of use with relation to the Manage tab. So we'll switch back here. Let's see. And the next thing we're going to talk about is an addition that is going into Listen, another filtering option. So we'll switch back to the application and go to the Listen tab. And at this point now, if I am creating a new filter or modifying an existing filter, we've added an option down at the bottom that says hide the messages that have been replied to. This was a particular request. We have a couple of clients that have a standard operating procedure that anything that comes in that mentions them, they reply to. They reply to everything. And so in this case, like for example, I have an @Java121 mentions filter set up. I'll take a look at those mentions, and if I have an SOP in place where I need to respond to everything, having that filter then drill down to only the things that have not been responded to could be a very valuable thing. I will point out that we do already notify you when a post has been responded to. So if I look at a post here that has, I've got a couple icons next to it. These are my my avatar images for this particular user. I can see that the case has been assigned for it. I can also see that there has been a response made to it. So you can see what the responses are. You can see all of that now. You can still mark them as read. All of that functionality still exists. You're still able to drill down through or scroll down through your feed and look at all of the ones that have an avatar next to them for being replied to. But by changing that that filter setting, you'll also be able to just create a filter that only displays the ones that have not been replied to. So you'll be able to see just the ones that have been assigned but have not been replied to yet. So just another way to meet another workflow need based on how our clients are telling us that they're using Engage, how they would like to be using Engage. So that will be rolling out next week for everyone as well. Then the next thing I'd like to run through quickly is under Speak. We are adding the ability to reuse your previous bit.ly links. We are also going to automatically save any bit.ly links that you create. So in Speak, if we click on our bit.ly creator, our short link creator, you'll see that all of this stays the same essentially. You put in your URL, you choose how you want to target it. If you're doing a blog post, you can put in some custom text for it, and then you don't have a checkbox anymore to choose whether or not to track this and evaluate, because we're automatically going to track it and evaluate. Now you do have an option of giving it a friendly name, something that you'll be able to decipher easily down the road to figure out which link that was. But we're automatically going to track everything and evaluate for you so you can do reporting on it later. And in addition to being able to do reporting on it later, we're also giving you the ability to select links that you've already used before and use those in your posts. So you've got all of that will be available both in the existing Speak and also included in New Speak. Along with New Speak, there's going to be a lot of things for campaign management, so a lot of exciting things coming there, and the bit.ly links part is a part of that, so that you'll be able to report on link clicks and things along those lines on a campaign by campaign basis. So that's all coming very soon. And now the last thing I'd like to show you today is a change that we made on the Evaluate tab. And this has been published into production, but I want to make sure everyone understands what happened. In Evaluate, we do have some clients who are using dozens of different Evaluate reports. They have them set up to automatically export, to automatically send them a report, and they need to have all those different tabs. Now, previously we were wrapping tabs to multiple lines, but to make this, again, more user-friendly, we've taken that, we're keeping one row of tabs, and now all of those, anything that runs beyond the first row of tabs is added into a drop-down here. So Rather than hunting through and all of that, you can just look at your drop-down and find them there. Additionally, there is rollover here, so if the tab name is long, if you hover over it, you'll see the tab name, and you can rename all of those by double-clicking on them to rename them. The sort here is alphabetical. This particular tab has been added as a default tab. This was the default one that all of you had in your accounts when you started up, which is the customer reviews tab. That one will always be first, so if you rename it to something else, it will always be first. It will ignore the sort. But otherwise, all the rest of these are sorted alphabetically. So if you want to change the sort, you can change the name. This is all a more of a temporary thing to make it easier to use while we continue to work on the new Evaluate that will be coming closer to end of year. But new Evaluate will completely change everything and take on that look and feel that you've seen on the home tab in Explorer and Listen and now in Speak in the Speak preview. So that will all be coming around the end of the year. But for the time being, we've put this in here so that to make it a little bit easier to manage that a large amount of tabs that some of our users are working with. So that's what I have for this week. Again, like I said at the beginning, we will be closed next Friday. There will not be a webinar next Friday, but we do have new Speak very close to launching. That will be coming very soon. We've had the preview in place for some time, and we're finishing the last of the development to make that available for everyone. But that will be coming very soon, and we will have a full webinar to review all of that functionality, and I'm sure we'll have videos put up to our YouTube page as well to back that up to make sure that it's a smooth transition for everyone. As always, we do appreciate your feedback both on the application as well as these webinars. If there are things that you'd like to see covered, if you have questions about what you've seen here today, please do reach out to us. Let us know. We'd love to hear from all of you. As I mentioned, I do recommend that you do go look at our YouTube page because we do put resources up there. Jenny does This Week in Social Media every week with information of what's been going on. Always informative there, as well as our product webinars and videos, promotional videos. So there's a lot to find there on our YouTube page. Also, obviously, go like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, tweet at us, let us know what you think if you have questions, and if you have something specific to your account that you really need to speak with our client services team, you can Engage121.com, support at Engage121.com, and they'll be happy to help you out. They use that same customer care functionality that you've seen here demoed in our webinars before. So they will get back to you immediately and help you out. And again, you always do have in the application that live chat option where you can chat with one of our client services team at any point that way. At any rate, thank you all for joining us again, and have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Stay safe with travel and everything, and we will see you back here after the holiday.